Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's MLB slate on Friday, June the 27th. We got a full 15-game slate for Friday night, guys, and I've got some early player props I do like for tonight. Taking a first look at the board on Thursday night, recording this video the night before. Got 3 picks I like. Taking a first look at the board, we're going to break down these plays. We're going to share why I like them. Now, before we do get started, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. If you enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure to go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 in free lineups instantly added to your account. Use those free lineups to hopefully win some money and start to build up your bankroll on Prizepicks. And then we do also have a partnership with Sleeper, so I want to shout out Sleeper as well. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can sign up, use promo code NOAH, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. So whatever you put in on that first deposit, Sleeper will match it up to $100. If you put in $100, they'll give you an additional $100 to play with. So now you got $200 to to build off of, to work off of, and hopefully build your bankroll off that $200. But you don't have to deposit 100. You can deposit 50, 25, whatever you want to deposit. It is matched up to $100, 100%. So if you deposit 50, you'll get an additional 50. But if you guys don't know what Sleeper is, they're a DFS pick'em app similar to Prizepicks, where you just pick more or less on player projections. You build out your lineup. You can do up to an 8-pick lineup on Sleeper, win up to 100x your money. Again, guys, if you don't have an account over there, use that promo code NOAH. So that way you get your first deposit matched up to $100. But before we talk about our plays for today on Friday, I do want to recap our plays that we gave out in Thursday's video. So we only gave out 2 picks Thursday because it was a little bit of a shorter slate. But we hit both the plays that we gave out Thursday. Hopefully you guys tailed with us, made some money. We took Byron Buxton over fantasy score, which cashed relatively sweat-free. I think Buxton hit in his 3rd at-bat, like in the 5th inning. And then we took Junior Caminero over fantasy score. I think he hit in his 3rd at-bat, hit a home run. So both those plays cashed for us. Been on a just insane run with MLB lately. We've given, I think our last 19 picks that we've given out, we've hit 16 of our last 19 individual MLB picks that we've given out on this YouTube channel. We've had I think 3 6x hits this week. I think we've had multiple 3x hits. It's just been an insane week of MLB. The YouTube plays we've been giving out here for free have just been crushing. So hopefully you guys have been tailing and making some money with us, and let's try and keep it going here into this Friday slate. Now I do want to say that if you guys enjoy these YouTube videos, you enjoy the content that I put out here, hit that like button for me, obviously. But also, I do give out more Prizepicks plays. I do give those out every day on Patreon. All the analysis that I give out in these YouTube videos, I do the same thing on Patreon, except I just give out plays in written form. So I'll do write-ups. And usually anywhere from 3 to 4 extra plays I'll give out on Patreon every day. Kind of depends on the slate. Bigger slates I'll probably give out more plays. Smaller slates I probably won't give out as many plays. But I do give out more Prizepicks plays on Patreon. You can check that out, linked down below in the description if you are interested. But let's go ahead and talk about the props I like for today. We got 2 hitter props I'm liking, and then we have a pitcher prop that I'm liking. So the first 2 props that I do like are going to be the hitter props. First one's going to be Jazz Chisholm, and we're going to take Jazz Chisholm for more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score. So, like this matchup a lot for Jazz Chisholm going up against Mitch Spence. Mitch Spence is going to be pitching for the Athletics here. And if we look at Mitch Spence this season, he has really struggled against left-handed hitters. Left-handed hitters have had a lot of success against Mitch Spence. Right-handed hitters, on the other hand, have not had nearly as much success. But lefties are batting .320 against Mitch Spence with a .364 on-base percentage, .520 slug. So lefties have had just a ton of success against him. Now Mitch Spence, he has been really bad at home. He's been a lot better on the road. And it makes sense that he's kind of struggled at home because the Athletics, they are playing in a very hitter-friendly ballpark this year. So a lot of the Athletics pitchers have struggled at home this year because their ballpark is playing so hitter-friendly. But going to Yankee Stadium, that's not much of a ballpark upgrade, or if anything, it's still a bad ballpark. I mean, Yankee Stadium has always played as a relatively good hitter's park, and if we look at the weather tomorrow, I want to say it's going to be relatively good hitting weather. or not great hitting weather, 67 degrees, winds blowing in. But even with the cool temperatures, the Yankees still have a team total over 5 runs. So Vegas is expecting the Yankees to put up some runs here. And I think this is a really good spot for the lefties for the Yankees, specifically Jazz Chisholm, who's had really good numbers at home this season. Jazz Chisholm at home is batting .317. On the road, he's only batting .143. It's just been so drastic in terms of his home and road splits. Jazz he's been significantly better in Yankee Stadium this season, and it's not surprising because, like I said, Yankee Stadium is a ballpark that does play really hitter-friendly, especially for lefties with the short porch. We see left-handed hitters all the time have success in Yankee Stadium, and not surprising, Jazz Chisholm has had a lot of success in Yankee Stadium this season. Jazz Chisholm also does give us some stolen base upside, which is something I always like to look at for fantasy score, especially if I'm taking an over on a guy's hitter fantasy score. You love when guys have stolen base upside, so if they get on base, they can get you fantasy points. I think Jazz has stolen. I want to say he's stolen I think he's got like 12 or 13 stolen bases this year. He's got 10 stolen bases. He is a threat to run if he gets on base. Just has a lot of ways to get fantasy points. Guy with a lot of power as well. Facing a pitcher that has really struggled versus lefties this year. I do like this a lot. I do like the spot a lot from Jazz Chisholm. We're going to take him for more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score. Next prop I like is going to be on Matt Olson. And we're going to take Matt Olson for more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score. So looking at the spot for Matt Olson, he's going to be going up against Mick Abel. Now, Mick Abel, pitcher for the Phillies, we haven't seen him a ton this year. I think he's only made like 5 starts. Yeah, he's made 5 starts this year. He did have a really good opening start against the Pirates. He went 6 shutout innings with only 5 hits allowed, had 9 strikeouts. But ever since then, he's just kind of been mediocre. 5 1/3 against Toronto, gave up a run. 4 innings against the Cubs, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs. 5 innings against the Marlins, gave up 3 hits and a run. Last start against the Mets, gave up 6 hits and 4 runs in 3 innings. You look at his stats this year, Mick Abel, his ERA is 3.47, but his expected ERA is 6.02. So Mick Abel is a guy that is due for some negative regression. He's definitely gotten lucky. You look at his hard hit percentage, he's given up a ton of hard hits, 56.2% hard hit percentage. He's getting barreled up a lot, 12.3% barrel percentage. Not really striking a lot of guys out either, 18.8% strikeout rate, which ranks way below league average. So Mick Abel, just not a guy that I really believe in much of. I think he's definitely a pitcher that's due for some negative regression. And this feels like a spot where he could get blown up going into Truist Park to face the Braves. The Braves offense, really ever since Ronald Acuna came back, the Braves offense has performed a lot better. They've been putting up more runs. I know they got shut out against the Mets on Thursday night, but going back home in a relatively decent hitter's park in Truist Park, I want to say the weather in Atlanta is going to be relatively hot. We look at the game time weather, temps in the 80, around 80 degrees, winds slightly blowing out to left. But this does feel like a good spot for the Braves to be able to put up some runs on a pitcher that's due for some negative regression. The Braves have a team total near 5 runs today, so they're expected to put up some runs here. And if we look at Mick Abel's splits this year, he has been much, much worse against left-handed hitters. Left-handed hitters have had a lot more success against him. Lefties are batting .269 with a .309 on-base percentage and a .654 slug. He's given up a lot of power to lefties. And if there's a left-handed hitter that has power on this Braves team, it's Matt Olson. Matt Olson, you look at his stats this year, just a guy that makes a ton of hard contact, has a ton of power. Matt Olson in this season in terms of hard hit percentage, 54.1% hard hit percentage, which ranks in the 95th percentile. He has a 17.4% barrel percentage, which ranks in the 96th percentile. So he barrels up a lot of balls, makes a lot of hard contact, ranks in the 95th percentile in expected slugging, 96th percentile in expected WOBA. Like Matt Olson's been he hasn't been as good as he was a few seasons ago when he had 50 or 60 home runs a couple seasons ago. He obviously hasn't performed at that level, but this is still a dude that has a lot of power. In terms of home runs this year, I want to say he doesn't have a ton of home runs. I mean, he's still got 15 home runs this year, but he's definitely not shown, he doesn't have the home runs that he does from a few seasons ago. But if you look at some of his advanced numbers, he's still, making a lot of hard contact, still has high slugging numbers. It's just, hasn't been as lucky, getting balls over the wall, but he's still hitting balls hard, and that's the recipe for home runs. To hit home runs, you got to hit the ball 100 plus miles per hour, and Matt Olson does that consistently. And he's facing a pitcher who we talked about, Mick Abel, that's given up a ton of hard contact, 56.2% hard hit percentage. Like, this is a really, really good spot for the Braves to be able to make some hard contact, put some balls in play against Mick Abel. And the lefties I like a lot here, especially Matt Olson. I think it's a good spot for Drake Baldwin if he's in the lineup. I was actually looking at his fantasy score line as well at 5. That's one that I kind of like too. Was Drake Baldwin over 5 fantasy score. But I like this spot a little bit more for Matt Olson, just a guy that has a lot of power. Another thing that I like to see is that Matt Olson does match up pretty well against the pitches that Mick Abel throws. So if you look at Mick Abel's pitch mix, he pretty much relies on 4 pitches, fastball, curveball, slider, and sinker. And if we look at Olson's stats this year, he's hit most of those pitches well. The only pitch that Olson has struggled with this year is curveballs, but he's got really good numbers against fastballs, 264 average, 621 slug against, let's see, what was the other pitch? It was slider. Against fastball, slider, sinker. Like, those are pitches that Olson has hit well. Slider, 283 average, 565 slug, and then sinker, 317 average, 537 slug. So still really good numbers against those pitches. Has struggled more with curveballs this year, but I want to say Olson has historically been like a decent curveball hitter. His numbers this year, though, against curveballs are really bad. Maybe Mick Abel's going to try and use his curveball a lot against Olson, knowing that he maybe struggles against curveballs, but he's still going to mix in that fastball. He's throwing his fastball almost 50% of the time. That's a pitch that he relies heavily on, and Olson's always been a great fastball hitter. So I like this spot a lot for Matt Olson. We're going to take him for more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score. And then our third and final play is going to be a pitcher prop, so we're going to look at a strikeouts prop. And I like Logan Gilbert for more than 6.5 strikeouts. So Logan Gilbert has been injured this season. We haven't seen him a ton. I think he's only made like 8 or 9 starts this year. Yeah, he's made 8 starts this year. But he has been really good when he's been healthy. So in his opening day start against the Athletics, went 7 innings, had 8 strikeouts. Then he went 5 innings against Detroit, had 10 strikeouts. 5 2/3 against Houston, 7 strikeouts. 5 innings against Texas, 7 strikeouts. 4 2/3 against the Blue Jays, 9 strikeouts. And then his start where he only had 3 strikeouts against Miami, that was the start that he got injured in. He only pitched 3 innings in that game and only threw 29 pitches. But then in his first start back from the IL, he was great against Boston. 5 innings, 10 strikeouts. Last start against the Cubs, 5 innings, 6 strikeouts. Gilbert has had really, really good strikeout stuff this year. He's had the best strikeout stuff of his career. You look at his strikeout rate by season. So in his rookie year, Logan Gilbert had a 25.4% K percentage, which is solid. That's above league average. Then the next season, 22.7%. Then the next season, 24.5%. And then last season, his strikeout rate upped to 27.4%. And this season is just on another level, 38% strikeout rate for Logan Gilbert through his first 8 starts. Now, sure, he's made 8 starts. There's definitely a chance that as the season progresses, as he makes more starts, that his strikeout rate's gonna lower. Because a 38% strikeout rate, like that's on another level. That's like prime Jacob deGrom, and I just don't know if Logan Gilbert's quite at that level. But man, he's been so good this year, generating a ton of swings and misses, generating a ton of chases on his pitches. His chase percentage ranks in the 93rd percentile. His whiff percentage ranks in the 98th percentile. Like, Logan Gilbert has been a great strikeout pitcher this year. And this matchup against Texas, I think, is an okay one for strikeouts. You look at where Texas ranks this season in terms of their strikeout rate, in terms of what they rank in terms of right-handed pitching, they have a 21.3% strikeout rate, which ranks 16th. So they've been about league average in terms of strikeout rate this season against right-handed pitching. Over the last 30 days, Texas has been striking out a little bit more. They rank 12th in strikeout rate, 12th highest in terms of K rate versus right-handed pitching over the last 30 days. So Texas has been striking out a little bit more lately. And then I want to take a look at their stats at home because I want to say, over the last 30 days versus right-handed pitching at home, Texas has been striking out even more. 4th highest K percentage, 24.6%. So I think this matchup's actually a pretty good one for Gilbert to be able to get strikeouts. And if you look at his history versus Texas, he has had really good success against the Rangers. And a lot of the hitters in this lineup have struggled versus Gilbert. I'm going to actually take a look at his game log versus the Rangers just to see how many starts he's made. He's made a lot of starts against Texas, but he's had a lot of success against these Texas hitters, the ones that have seen him. So if we look at some of the BVP, BVP can be a little bit noisy. Sometimes, it means a little bit. Sometimes it really doesn't mean nothing. But I will mention it for those that care. If you look at the stats, like on these Texas hitters versus Logan Gilbert, so Ezekiel Duran is 1 for 11 with 5 strikeouts. Marcus Semien is 3 for 23 with 6 strikeouts. Adolis Garcia is 6 for 35 with 13 strikeouts. Josh Young is 0 for 12 with 3 strikeouts. Josh Smith is 2 for 14 with 1 strikeout. Evan Carter is 1 for 7 with 3 strikeouts. Wyatt Langford is 1 for 7 with 2 strikeouts. Those are all, most of the Texas hitters, most of those guys are going to be in the lineup. I would think probably all 7 of those guys will be in the lineup, or at least like 6 of the 7 will be in the lineup for the Rangers tomorrow. So I think there's a good chance that the hitters that are in the lineup for Texas are guys that have really struggled historically versus Logan Gilbert. He's had a lot of success against this Rangers team in the past. The Rangers have been striking out more lately. They've been striking out more at home as well. And Gilbert, like I said, just been one of the best pitchers in the league this season when it comes to generating swings and misses, generating strikeouts. So I do like this spot a lot for him. We're going to take him for more than 6.5 Ks. So we got 3 plays here for this MLB slate on Friday, guys. We're going to take Jazz Chisholm for more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score, Matt Olson for more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score, and Logan Gilbert for more than 6.5 strikeouts. Let's see if we can get another sweep here. It's been a great run lately with MLB. 16 of our last 19 MLB picks we've given out on this channel have hit. It's been a great run. Let's try and keep it rolling. We went 2-0 on our 2 plays on Thursday. Went 3-0 on our 3 plays Wednesday. I think Tuesday we went 2-1 on our 3 plays. So just been crushing lately with the MLB plays. Let's try and keep it rolling here. Let's see if we can get another sweep on this Friday slate. But as always, guys, appreciate you watching. Hit that like button before you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button as well. Also, go sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH. Get those $50 in free lineups when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. But that's all I got for tonight, guys. Let's win some money tonight, and I will see you in the next video. Best of luck.